non-emergency, please press 1. For police emergency and non-emergency dispatch, please press 1. For records and reports, please press 2.
Vineland Police Operator 0380.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to speak to an officer. I had people ignoring my complaint and refusing me my rights because I'm a white, intelligent woman and a moral woman. This is Teresa Lockwood.
Okay. Did you have something to report?
Yes, I basically was trying to make a complaint against Aaron Melnick and Chris Miller, and I was maliciously slandered in a report or whatever because, well, they have the mark of the beast, I guess, or something.
Okay. And what did they say?
They basically flipped things backwards because I was speaking against being harassed in my home and destruction to my property and theft, grand theft, and theft of property.
Okay, ma'am. Did Sergeant Harris try to reach out to you?
No, he didn't. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to say I didn't check my caller ID, but I do not believe so. I did not hear the phone ring or anything. I'm not saying that there could be 1% possible chance, but I don't think so. I don't.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, okay?
Uh-huh. Choke by my hair. I need a haircut. An itch.
Okay, ma'am. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to transfer you down to Sergeant Maruba, okay?
Who?
It's the sergeant that was looking for you.
Okay.
All right? Give me 1 second.
Sergeant Harris, Vineland PD.
Yeah, this is Teresa Lockwood. I basically have been trying to make a complaint for months against two people who harassed me in my house and did damage property and theft. I also am calling. I also was harassed by an officer, a farmer, or whatever, flipping things backwards, falsely accusing me, claiming I don't want to make a complaint. Harassment complaint to harass me and for reporting harassment. And the thing is, I also have another inquiry in regards to. I'm sorry, there's one more thing. I was basically harassed by an Officer Williams. She basically falsified, maliciously slandered a complaint on me and flipped things backwards, refusing to take my complaint on Aaron Melnick and Chris Miller, and basically use it to commit perjury against me, libel and slander me in report, and make it a false statement or whatever to basically, mentally abuse me and harass me. Okay, and forging false complaints against me to create a false record for me because, well, I'm a moral, good person. A law-abiding citizen, by the way. So the thing is, I also have another inquiry in regards to I was falsely accused of assaulting somebody when I did not, when I was assaulted, when I was in the hospital trying to inquire about pains that I was having to my body, and I was actually threatened by a canine, and I was tied up or whatever after being assaulted by a woman.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah, so that's just a list of, like, I mean, what I'm basically enduring in the last few months or whatever, and I'm being targeted by police when they're using people in the hospital to harass me and assault me. She dug her hands into me. It's on surveillance, by the way. And she made up a lie and said I spit on her, which I did not do. It's all on surveillance. And now it's threatened. And then she had me tied up or whatever, like a rabid animal, when she acts like a rabid, disgusting, filthy, well, I can't even say an animal, something less than the animals. A foul creature that's can't even be called human.
Okay.
I don't remember her name. I had the complaint, but she filed a false complaint against me. Are you just going to say okay? That's another manipulation, harassment, the copying by my son, abusing and mentally abusing me, just saying okay on everything. So that's another new tactic police have, just to sit there because I reported my son just saying okay, and just ignore everything.
Well, I'm just giving you an opportunity to make your statement.
What's that? I want to make a complaint, and I have a right to make a complaint. I'm being refused rights because I'm a religious, white, intelligent woman. Moral.
That's not necessarily true. I'm just giving you an opportunity to make your statement.
I only make true statements. I'm a prophetess of God and righteous. That's what makes me religious, because I'm right and only make true statements. I don't lie. We don't lie. We're not like these evil Antichrist churches. I'm a prophetess of God. We don't lie. If I lie, I'm going to hell. Like you lying and falsely claiming my statement is not true. That is your non-true statement.
I never said you were lying, Teresa. I never said that. I just simply...
Lying is equal to rape? No, you said that's not true. That's what you said.
Yeah, I said that's not true.
That's calling me a liar. Yes, it is. That's saying you're lying. When you say that's not true, you're saying you're lying.
You accuse me of, playing a tactic.
I only accuse righteously because I am under the anointing and the authority of God. The only thing that makes me authoritative, which makes me authoritative, and anybody against me who is against me not authoritative, is because they are saying non-true statements. To sit there and say that's not true is your not true statement. That's bad grammar. I did that on purpose or whatever, but that's not a true statement made by you to sit there and say that's not true to me. I do not speak lies. Lies is equal to murder and rape. And all liars and murderers, rapists are going to hell. I'm not going to hell.
Teresa, you're an extremely intelligent woman. I don't doubt that.
I'm a what?
So you're an extremely intelligent woman. And
I'm surprised you said that because I'm being called mentally ill and delusional and retarded by everybody and incompetent.
I never, once thought that of you. Well,
all right. Well, no, I never thought that you thought that. I mean, I remember having a pleasant conversation with you about a number of years ago. If it's the same one, I know there's a couple Harrises. I'm not sure if it's the same one or not. Are you the older one or the younger one?
The younger one.
Okay. I don't know if you have disrespected me, but I don't have any thought that you have. But you please don't say that I'm not making true statements because I am being racially discriminated against in your police department.
I apologize if I said that, and if you took what I said to mean that I didn't believe what you were saying. That's not what I said at all.
Okay. I'm going to accept that apology.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
How can I help you tonight?
And I'm going to apologize if I don't believe I misunderstood. I mean, there's only one face value that would take a statement that's saying that's not true. But I'm not saying you're racist or anything. I'm saying I have dealt with a number of racial people racially unjustly discriminating against me. I have, and I'm not bearing false witness and making false accusations. I know this for a fact because of how I've been treated for a number of probably about, well, it's, you know what, it's equal across the board. I am by misogynistics who do not believe that women should have rights or be heard. I am more profiled and targeted by your in quote white officers than I am the Hispanic, African, and other, I think they're Asian or whatever, more of a number of them because they all did this first. Okay. And the thing is, there's a lot of them that are lying to each other, and there is a problem in the police department, and this should be healed in your police department. Okay, but the thing is, it's just that they are manipulating each other. They are using each other, and even the males doing it to the females of each other races and their own races. Like I've witnessed this. I've spoken to enough officers and all the principles that are being used and targeting me, and then manipulating each other to use systematic, organized harassment against me and targeting me. There's enough evidence for that. It's not just because somebody's being a jerk. It's not just because they just, are ill-mannered or whatever. They're deliberately and knowingly just refusing me my rights, harassing me, and doing all kinds of cruel things to me. And they've been doing this for 30 years.
Okay, I understand that. I understand. I know you mentioned that you wanted to, file a complaint against some of the officers.
Yeah, I know there's a list. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are you aware that there is a website that we have, which I can walk you through the process if you have your computer with you?
I know. Well, the thing is, I'm well aware of that, and that's in regards to basically reporting officers and things. The thing is, there's individuals also, but I've been trying to make a complaint. But I believe they were used by officers. But the thing is, I have a right to make a direct complaint regarding those persons who reacted and basically committing the crimes against me themselves. Like they willfully chose to respond to not on their own. I believe they were influenced because I am being targeted. And because of the things that they said to me, the manipulation that they did, and other things that happened. Like, for instance, when my spouse went into the hospital, like I was escorted off the property of the hospital. This was like a few months ago. Escort and humiliated simply because I told them that my husband could not sit in a chair because he's half paralyzed. And they basically called security on me and harassed me. Then they left, and then they tried to sit there and talk to my son. My son was not mentally capable of processing what they were saying to him, and basically has mental disabilities. And I'm like, he cannot process what you're saying. Please do not talk to him. I said, talk to me. They would not talk to me. So they sat there and called security on me. They're like, well, this is the second time we had to be called, Teresa. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just telling you that you're going to injure him if you try to put him in the chair. He has left side neglect. He's paralyzed all on his left side. And they actually did admit him, and he was in the hospital for a month because he was at a serious condition when they're trying to do things to him that were unsafe for him. So the thing is that this is continual, and I was humiliated and escorted off the whole property all the way down to the road. I had to sit there and walk all the way down from the hospital exit all the way down to the Wawa and catch a bus at night when I basically have chronic pain myself and bodily injuries, bodily injuries.
That's absurd. You shouldn't have to do that. You should not have to do that.
But this is the thing. This is continual. The thing is, police have we're sick of her, tired of her calling here. She must be the problem. Oh, what did you do to deserve this? These are the things that police have said. And it's just like, nah, I'm not. And then when I go off on somebody, they tell half the story, okay? And I said, oh, well, she said this and she said this. Oh, what? Because I called you a mind-raping pig and you're psychologically, torturing me? You're lying about me? You're doing all these things or whatever? These are the things I'm going through. The thing is, I am being targeted. I am not causing these things to happen to me. I'd rather stay by myself. People, I mean, I love people from a certain perspective, point of view, right? Because I write about people all the time. Obviously, I love people of all kinds of cultures and races. I write all kinds of things about people, and there are people like, oh, well, you're a gossiper. You this, you this, you this, you this, you're this. And they hate me talking about people. But the thing is, it's just like, yeah, I hate people who are going to sit there and do this to me. But I'm not doing this to myself. And I just gave examples of how I'm being treated, and I'm not telling half the story. Oh, you're telling half the story. No, I don't tell half the story. I'm telling half the whole story. They're expecting me because this bad thing happened to me. Therefore, I must have done something, and you're not telling the whole story because, or what, they wouldn't do that to you. That came from your police.
Mm-hmm. Listen, Teresa, honestly, the best thing you could do, and this is my advice, if you really feel that, you're not being fairly treated by this department, you can actually call the prosecutor's office.
I'm being persecuted by the prosecutors. I did present that in court. I did, because I sat there and said and presented to the judge. I sat there and explained what they were doing and what was going on, colluding with the Vineland Police. And this is the thing. This is my town. Let me finish the statement first. So I told them, I said, that's persecution. That's not prosecution. I said that to the prosecutors. But they wrote forged a false evaluation on me to continue this target against me, and it was so horrible. Made me look like some kind of monster when they twisted my words, said things I did not say, and made up all kinds of things about my life. Even my family I never met, and neither did they or know about. I know things about them that they don't know, and sat there and made some vile statements because I spoke against rape. So they sat there and flipped it backwards and attacked my parents. My parents were activists. I know it for a fact. You can investigate it. You can investigate it yourself. That's why I was kidnapped and taken from my parents, because they were activists and they were intelligent people.
Yeah, I believe you. Like I said, I really, you have a lot going on. I'm sure you have a lot of information to provide. And honestly, the best course for you is if you really do have any specific individuals that you would like to, file a complaint against.
I want to fight for my police department. All right, this is what I want. This is a law enforcement department that's supposed to serve and protect this town. Okay? And that's protect the rights of all people. And it's hard. There's a lot of damn crazy people in Vineland, and a lot of those crazy people call me crazy because I'm basically correcting the problems in this town. Right? And I am. Believe it or not, that I am doing that. Okay? This is the thing. When I basically confront the problems in the police department, they attack me and tell me to go somewhere else, push me away and bully me. Well, why are you calling here for then if you don't like what we do? Right? And this is the thing. They're not listening. When I'm speaking against the problem, you do something about that problem. Like this, I'm not speaking against the evils that are being done to me by police because I hate you all. A police department can be very, very dangerous in a town, or it can be very, very protective and to serve the community. I'm not talking about don't serve like I do, because I'm a oppressed slave and stuff. I'm trampled on. I'm basically beaten all the time. Oh my gosh, it's really terrible. And it's just like I get abused. Well, police do too. Police, yes. Police get abused for doing their services. Yes, they do. I'm sure they get as much as abused as I do. But the thing is just that the thing is, this police department is the center of our town. It has a lot of power. Do you understand what I'm saying? Police have a lot of power. And the thing is, they can do and get away with a lot of things, obviously, because I've encountered it. And the thing is, they abuse power, or they use the power to heal and protect the people. Okay? And I know there's a lot of traumatic, horrible things that you guys encounter all the time. Okay? But the thing is, it's just like, the police department belongs to everybody. Everybody, even the most evil, even the most good. Yes, I'm good. I consider myself good, but so do a lot of evil people. But the thing is, it's everybody's police department, even my enemies, even the churches I'm against and they're against me and persecuting me. It's their police department too. Like you got all the law enforcement department belongs to everybody. Okay? And we belong to the law enforcement department also. All right? And the thing is, it's just like we all have to live in a city together. This is the thing. But I'm being terrorized in my own city. So I'm going to confront continuously where the issue is until it's resolved. But I'm continuously being refused rights. Okay? And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I've been greatly oppressed and beaten, my bones fractured, terrorized, mentally abused, and all these things. And it's just every time I encounter police. When I have been separated from the police and have not contacted them for like a year, no matter what abuses I went through, they come knocking on my door and we're here to do a welfare check. And they did that because they wanted me to question it because I know something was up. I'm like, this does not sound right. And they did that because something was wrong in the police department because they know Teresa's going to be in it. But I'm not going to let go until I see some healing and some change being done. That's the truth. Because the thing is, I could be in my own home, I could be anywhere or whatever. Police are going to target me. If I leave my home, go to the hospital, police are targeting me. All right? And this should not be. My children are destroyed by what police have done in our town. I'm not going to leave my police department being dangerous like that. I'm going to stand up for, with, and against the police department. I'm going to stay there. I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to shut up. Until somebody sits there and does something, make a change, and it hurts. And encountering police all these years has caused me a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and I have a lot of grief, especially since because of the negligence and the reckless disregard and the degeneracy among a lot of officers. The reason why, they just destroyed my children. They destroyed my children. I lost my family. I'm grieving over my children. And I don't have to blame myself. People, you can't blame everybody else. You can't blame people for your problems. Yes, I can. I most certainly can too. And I'm righteously judging. Okay? And the thing is, it's just like people want to blame. It's like, why don't you blame yourself? I don't have no reason, but what did I do? What did I do? Every time that somebody claims I did something wrong and there's a wrong coming from me, it's always their wrong and it's their lie.
I understand, Teresa. Listen, if you do want to file a complaint, you do have to go online and print out the document.
I can make a complaint on the phone, and the thing is, it's just like I come into the police department, I'm homebound because my spouse, who I've been in prison to actually, is bedbound. And I'm in prison to him for the rest of my entire life. Right? I've been forced into a marriage because I didn't want to be with anybody, against my will or whatever, and my children, and they destroyed my children, police department, the Nazarene church, and all these people, and said they're going to teach me how to forgive. I need to learn forgiveness, and doing all these things. I need to learn how to love. I need to learn how to do all these things or whatever, no matter what people do to you. You're not of God because you just don't, I don't tolerate the bullshit. I say that all in Jesus' name. Like this is just nonsense. Like I've been imprisonment and nobody heard me for 30 years. Nobody heard me for 30 years and I've been sitting there and asking for help like all these times that I get abused and terrorized and everybody does everything they can desperately to silence me to make sure I am not heard. And the thing is, it doesn't make a difference now. I'm in prison to my prisoner. Until when? Until either me or him kicks the bucket. Until one of them got our foot in the grave. I asked for help for 30 years. Do you realize that? For 30 years. And I've been called retarded. I shouldn't be listened to. I've been incompetent. I'm this or whatever. And when I'm sitting there speaking against abuse, that did happen, and so much evidence of all these things or whatever, they sat there and called me you're mentally ill for speaking against abuse. Nobody can hear me. I've encountered over 50 police officers since I've encountered police in the police department. Do you realize that? I probably have the biggest false record probably in the entire country for being innocent.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to handle.
And right now, I called earlier or whatever. I'm grieved over my son, and somebody put something in my son's drink and damaged and impaired my son and damaged his brain severely, permanently for the rest of his life. And I believe police are also involved in that. I don't believe directly, okay, because of the things that my son were saying, and they were using him as a gesture and feeding all kinds of crazy nonsense in my son's head or whatever, and getting him, he chose to do drugs first or whatever. But they did something to him, and they made sure they destroyed a witness because I was in court and my son was a witness. He was a witness, and now he doesn't even know, like, what time of day it is half the time. I want an investigation. I want charges to be filed against whoever did this to my son. My son is severely damaged. Severely. He was so intelligent. He was intelligent, and police knew he was intelligent, and this is why they did this. And I've been sitting there sick, crying for days and days and days and days. I mean, actually years. And the thing is I'm in so much pain. I'm grieving over my son. And the thing is, I know police did this to destroy the evidence because they sat there and they did these things to me to destroy evidence and wrote malicious false evaluation and committing all these heinous crimes and making death threats against me and all these other kinds of threats and harassing me of false records, false reports or whatever to sit there to discredit me so nobody hears me. And you know what? The reality is I've been dealing with this same mentality all my life since I was a child. Called retarded so nobody hears me. Over and over and over and over. I'm a highly intelligent woman.
Teresa, listen to me.
I want my son. That's what I want. And that's my pain right now. And all these things just keep happening. And what human being could endure this for all these years?
I'm trying to say one thing. Just, can I talk?
Okay, yes.
Listen, you have a lot going on. And I wish I could really help you. I wish I can, maybe sit down with you and, just allow you to vent.
It's not venting.
Or just get everything off your chest and, just tell your story. That's really what this is about.
Right.
You've been wrong.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that venting is a play on words, so for future reference. I know you're not meaning anything harmful about it, but it's been used.
I did. And
yeah.
Like I say, and again, this speaks to your intelligence again. You're so, aware of words and everything, So, but would you like for us to send, someone from, the guidance center?
Okay, please don't do that. This, you know what? This is the thing. My pain, I'm expressing the same thing as the holy prophets all through the Bible. So the thing is, I'm giving the guidance. I'm giving the guidance. I'm guiding. The voice who cries out are the guides. We are the guides. We are the counselors. We are the judges. We are the law. This is because I speak in the truth. That we are the counselors. This is counseling.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm not really in a position to sit on the phone for,
I need to make my complaint. You're manipulating.
Nope.
I don't believe you.
Hold on, Teresa, hear me out.
Do you need counsel? Do you need crisis? Do you need guidance? You need a guidance center to talk to you?
Well, no. So
because I am giving the counsel and I'm giving the guidance. What? Because I have emotions? Because I have human emotions.
I'm not really trained to give you the right guidance in terms of, the direction that you should be going or, counseling.
I don't need counseling. I am counseled by God. I'm giving the counseling.
I'm saying you do. I'm not saying you do?
I'm giving the counseling. This is okay. You know what? Why don't you look at this? All the people, they cry through the streets, right? People gunning down people and doing all these things or whatever. They cry out. Nobody sits there and says you need counsel. You need crisis. They cry. They're in pain. They're in agony, and all these people are doing these things to people, and it's everybody doing everything to everybody. It's every race doing everything against their own race, against each other's race. It's cops doing it against citizens, and citizens doing it to cops, and courts doing it to innocent victims, and guilty ones doing it to the non-guilty. The only ones who are not guilty is the not guilty. Okay, that would be people like me. But you need to listen to where the counsel is. The counsel is the one who cries out in the streets. That's where the counsel is. That's who the counselors are. That's who the judges are. That's who the law enforcement are. That's who they are. It has nothing to do with the robe on behind the bench. It has nothing to do with a uniform that people stand in their police